But wait till you see what we do with this country. We're going to unify, not only are we going to unify the Republican Party, but we have a tremendously divided country. White and black, everything we have, young and old, everybody is at odds. You look at the African American population in this country. Youth, African American youth, has a 59% rate of unemployment. 59%. You look at African American people, it's substantially higher. There is tremendous division because Obama is a tremendous divider. He divides, and he's done nothing for African American people, I will tell you that. And I'm going to win the African American vote, and I'm going to win the Hispanic vote. And every poll, you look at the poll in Nevada, the poll, big Hispanic population. I won the state of Nevada very easily in a landslide. Cruz was supposed to win. I win all these states. He can't win when people have to vote. He can't win. So here's the story. I win it, and they do an exit poll of the Hispanics. And who wins the exit poll by a lot? Donald Trump, okay? You know why? So I'm going to win the Hispanics. I'm going to win the African Americans. You know why? Because I'm bringing jobs back to our country, and I'm not letting the jobs that are here go without consequence. If somebody wants to take their factory, like Carrier did in Indiana, and they want to move to Mexico, we're going to tell them very nicely, enjoy Mexico, enjoy the heat. Just enjoy it. I hope you build a wonderful plant. But every single time you make an air conditioning unit, and I buy from Carrier, but I'm not buying anymore. Every time you make an air conditioning unit and you want to send it across our now very, very strong border with a wall, with our incredible Border Patrol watching and allowed to watch. Every time you make a unit and you send it across, we're going to charge you a 35% tax. I hope you enjoy your stay in Mexico, okay? And I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're not moving, folks. They're not moving. They're not moving. I believe in free trade, but you can only have free trade when you have smart, cunning, streetwise leadership. We don't have that. We have incompetent leadership, and therefore we have to play tough and we have to play smart. With China, we have a $500 billion trade deficit. It's crazy. And you know what? If any of you do business with China, you're going to find it's almost impossible to get your product in. And if you do get your product in, they charge you a tariff or a tax. With them, they send the stuff over. No good. Not going to happen. I want Apple products to be made in the United States, and you watch it's going to happen. You watch.
Hi everybody, my name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Thanks very much for tuning in. Okay, so if you want to see the full Donald Trump rally, it's available at the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. There's a clickable link in the text body of the video. Right below the video here on the YouTube video page, there's a little box and it says Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Click here. Please do so now, and you can go and watch the full Donald Trump rally. Pretty good rally. He seems like he's pretty pumped up and getting ready to go after Hillary. The only person he doesn't talk badly about is Bernie Sanders. It's funny. Anyways, if you guys want to see the full video, it's available at the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. It's live now. It's about an hour-long rally. It was a pretty good one. Seemed to go by pretty fast. You know, and this discussion I thought was really important. Honestly, this thing about you know, Barack Obama has not done anything for the African Americans. And you know what? He stood up there and he said, I'm not like those other presidents. He said, you look at the presidents on the money, on the dollar bills, on the $100 bill, on the $50 bills. I don't look like those people, do I? Insinuating that he understands the plight of the average common man. You know, He understands what it means to grow up in a poor community in Chicago. These are the kind of things that he's trying to tell us by that. And then he goes and he does absolutely nothing. You know, he keeps saying this bullshit about if we could just save one child, you know. And the simple facts are, in there's a opioid addiction overdose crazy, right? Every one of the presidential candidates is saying, oh, you know, everywhere I go, people are talking about how scared they are of the opioid epidemic in our country, a heroin epidemic in our country. Now, it's been proven now that the states that have medical marijuana, have legalized medical marijuana, have 50% less opioid deaths, 50% less heroin overdose deaths. Okay, so these people who say, if we could just save one child, how many children would have been saved already if from day one Obama simply took his executive action pen? If Congress won't do it, I'll take action. Took his executive action pen and just legalized marijuana. Okay, just no more penalties for marijuana. No more federal penalties. Just legalized it. You know how many lives would have been saved? How many American lives would have been saved? How many people that overdosed? How many families went through heroin addiction and overdose deaths that would have been saved simply because there was a proper, safe alternative available, readily available? A lot of kids would be saved. He doesn't care about your children. He knows these facts. Everybody knows these facts. And every single one of these candidates who talks about, oh, people come up to me and they talk about the opioid addiction. If they don't say something about legalizing marijuana, they don't give a fuck about the opioid addiction. They don't give a fuck about if we can just save one child, it'll be worth it. They don't give a fuck about your children at all, unless they want to legalize marijuana. All you people want to say, oh, this is such an important issue. Yeah, it fucking is. Freedom is a really fucking important issue. And the reason these people are getting fucked up on bad drugs is because the one that's good, the one that's safe, all their parents tell them, oh, this is just the same as heroin. It's like doing crack. This is a gateway drug. Next thing you know, you'll be strung out on the dope, on the meth. It's a lie. You want to know what an honest marijuana conversation looks like? Here's what it looks like. You sit down your 12-year-old daughter and you say, alcohol is the #1 date rape drug in the world. Every single day, 1 million women get raped because they had one drink too many. All you women, you know what I'm saying. If you don't tell your sisters and your daughters this, if you don't tell them this, that's the gateway right there. It sends them into being raped. Marijuana is safe. Nobody ever gets raped from smoking too much weed, especially if it's their own. Nobody. Ever. Nobody ever ODs from smoking too much weed. You know what alcohol does? You stop breathing if you drink too much. Prince, I almost will guarantee you, died from a combination of opioids and alcohol. Almost guarantee. I don't know. He might not drink alcohol, but hopefully. You can't drink alcohol and do opioids because you'll just stop breathing. Okay? Anyways, I digress. It was a good Trump rally. Also, you know what, this thing about Barack Obama hasn't done anything, and African American people who overwhelmingly support Barack Obama should be angry at him for exactly that reason. He's done nothing for you. Just like George Bush. Christian people should fucking despise George Bush. He stand up there and say, I'm a Christian. And they all just like, oh, thank you, Lord, for bringing us a Christian. He murdered 1 million people in Iraq based on a lie, based on lies that he knew were lies. And he murdered 1 million innocent people in Iraq. You think that sounds like a Christian person? Can't just blame Obama for where the world's at, you know. All right, you guys, and all you Christians should just despise George W. Bush because he is anything but a fucking Christian. So he takes the good name of Christianity and he soils it by murdering 1 million people in your name with your tax dollars and with Jesus at his side. You should despise that disgusting war criminal piece of shit, George W. Bush. Despise him. He should go down in history as killer of 1 million innocent people that he lied us into going to kill. Okay, so my name is Mike. This is my YouTube page. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you find something of value here. The full Donald Trump rally is available at the Alternate Mox News YouTube page. There's a clickable link in the text body of the video. Right below the video, on the video page, on the YouTube video page, there's a little box that says Alternate Mox News YouTube page. Click here. That'll take you right over to the Mox News YouTube page. If you are not subscribed to, you should subscribe to immediately. And all videos over 15 minutes are being posted there now, pretty much. So please go and subscribe to that now. And thank you very much for your continued support. One of these days, this war is going to end. This drug war is going to end. This Middle East thing is going to end one of these days. Stay strong till that day.
Compassion stirred the Buddha to send his monks out into the community. Sworn to chastity and poverty, they wandered the roads, bringing the Buddha's teachings into the world. Go forth, monks, for the happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world. There are beings whose eyes have little dust on them, who will perish if they do not hear the teaching. But if they hear the teaching, they will gain liberation.
The monks exist by begging. We think of begging as kind of a bad thing. Begging in this tradition is a good thing. It's a sign of spiritual purity.
You're not allowed to beg tomorrow's lunch today. Only today's lunch. Then you can't eat from noon until dawn the next day. Then you have to go out and get another lunch. And then in exchange for lunch, you give a lecture. Unless they say we don't want to hear about it, then you don't. But that's the only thing but that forces you to interact with the lay community.
And if you're not serving them, if you're not doing something useful for them, they won't put anything in your bowl, and that will be the end of your community.